What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? So today I wanted to do kind of a different video, only because something's been, I don't want to say plaguing my mind, but has been kind of swarming up in there. So when I'm at work, I do a lot of thinking. When I do a lot of thinking, I do a lot of talking, right? So I just kind of get everything out there. So I thought today maybe I should do a video on that, but with something that's of use. What that topic is going to be over is the value of perspective. Kind of what I want to do is just talk about you, talk about how you see things, how we see things, and how I see things. Because what I think the true value perspective is it's not just like how old the person is. They're 50 years old. They lived a life. They have experiences they can share down. What life is really is the passing down of lessons, passing down of experiences, and then having experiences, right? Um, but also with life is perspective because everybody's life is different. My life is different from yours, but in one way, we're all the same as well. We all go through struggles, no matter how big or small. Um, we go through joy, happiness, right? Some may lack, some may have more of. But that's kind of what I want to hit on today is when I talk about perspective, it's more of talking about the perspective on situations, on things, on people. So what I've seen so far in life, in my 21 years of living, that may not be a long time for most people, which it really isn't. But I had, a different childhood than most. I lived in a glass house. I didn't really get to see a lot of the loving together family that, the American dream is, if you know what I'm saying. But going through all those things, right? Up all the way up until the age of 17, I was kind of just figuring out what I wanted to do. Really, it was, I didn't have that much of a great parental experience. My mom was there for me. She's always been there for me. Absolutely love her to death. Father, right? A little bit more absent. So I kind of had to teach myself everything. I taught myself how to shave, how to look good, how to do a handshake, how to talk to people, how not to be shy, how not to be angry. And those things took me years to learn, really. And I know a lot of people can relate to that too. Everything's always going to be different because everything's unique to that individual. That's their perspective. I'm probably going to put a word count up there just to see how many times I say that word today. But right, so sometimes we have to teach ourselves things, and some people may see that as more of a negative thing, but I don't. Right, because it taught me how to be grateful. Now, at the age of 17, I was still in high school. It was just my mom. Unfortunately, I've lost a lot of family members before I turned the age of 18. Right, I lost my father. I lost my grandparents. So it was kind of like I only had my mom and my little brother. My main role model is definitely my mom. She worked 3 jobs to take care of us. Right, she's gone through hardships herself, and she didn't even put that on us. And that's the best part about her. But I had to figure out how to do everything on my own by myself. Sometimes I was there helping raise my little brother. Right? That's just how it works. That's life. Life's unfair. Who gives a shit? So going through all those things, going through high school, I didn't really try that much in high school. I graduated with a 2.6. My first 2 years of high school were under a 2.0. I had like a 1.2 or a 1.9, and then like a 2 something. Next mark in my life, age 17, I joined the Army. It was National Guard, so nothing too crazy. I just wanted to kind of see what the life was like. Went to basic training that summer after my junior year of high school, so I didn't really get a summer like everybody else, which is perfectly fine. But I got a different experience, and that's what I was looking for, really. I built a lot of connections there. After basic training, came back, did my senior year of high school. After my senior year, went back to my advanced training in the Army for my actual job title. Got through that, and that was some of the best months of my life. Absolutely loved it. People talk about training like it's bad, dude. Absolutely loved it. Got back, got to my unit. Absolutely cool, rock solid people. Um, After I got back, I started at a marketing firm, my first professional job, and I didn't even have to go to college. That's how I viewed it. That's how I still view it. Suit and tie, going up to the third story, talking to people in other suits, getting mentors, coaches. I developed a lot of knowledge. I gained a lot of stuff from that, and that's a beautiful thing to me. Um, After that, I did that for 2 years. At the age of 19, I moved out to Florida with that same marketing firm. We opened up a whole nother office in West Palm Beach. Now that was a crazy experience. I did not know how expensive Florida was until I was about to move there. Two bed, two bath over there is going to cost you 2,500 easy a month. And I was working strict commission. I had a mentor there, and this is good for perspective as well. He had to constantly remind me, what I'm going through, because all I did was beat myself up. I always beat myself up because I thought I wasn't doing good enough. I thought I wasn't enough for my family. I thought I was a failure, right? And I was 19 years old. I thought I was a failure at 19 years old and didn't think I was doing anything right. Now, he is my boss, but he's more of a mentor than anything. I absolutely love this individual. He always told me every time I got down, he goes, "Look at yourself right now. How old are you?" 19. He knew the answer to all this stuff. He said, "You're 19. You live out in Florida, working strictly commission, and you're paying your rent. You're living." So this is going to be an add-on to what I just mentioned, right? This is mainly for my young people as well. Well, he was mentioning like, "Hey, how old are you?" 19. What he was really getting at, he wanted me to look at the perspective of your 19-year-old kid. Now, of course, all the time, all day, we don't want to see ourselves as kids. But that is what we are. We are young. Typically, we're immature, right? And we haven't experienced life. We haven't become a true adult until we go out on our own and go experience life for what it is, right? And that's what I did. I moved out to Florida, 1,000 miles away, right? I was paying rent. I was working only commission. I was providing for myself because once you go through those trials and tribulations of providing for yourself, buying your own food, paying your own rent, paying your own car note, right? That's when you know how to be self sufficient. And it's very, very important for young people to learn how to be self sufficient very quickly when the opportunity arises. Now, in this market, it's a little different, right? But I think most people just use that as an excuse not to pursue more for themselves. And that might be a little rash for me to say, but in my own eyes and my perspective, I think that's the truth, right? So move out there, go out, explore the world, right? And try to create not just experiences, for other people, go see other people, but create characteristics, create personality for yourself. What are you so stressed out about? Because you're not building a good enough team? Because you're lacking in some areas? Who gives a shit, right? We take everything for granted because we're going through the struggle then, right? So being in Florida, it was a struggle bus. There's a lot of mean people out there, but a lot of people that are super nice that I met too. I learned a lot from those people. I met quite a few millionaires out there. I lived in Boca Raton. If you guys don't know, that place is a little crazy, a little too expensive. They got a taco place down the street. It's like $20 for one taco. Wouldn't recommend it. But right, so I got to see the world in my own eyes as an adult really early on. So yeah, while living in Florida, right, I failed a lot, and that's why I wanted to bring this up because people think like, dude, you're 21 years old. What have you been through? You're absolutely correct. But I don't see wisdom from age. I see wisdom from experiences, and I think that's what we all share as humanity. I turned 21 in February, so literally 3 months ago. I moved back from Florida because at one point it did get to me. I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not cut out for this. So I quit my job, moved back, and decided I wanted to go to school, get some more knowledge, do business, something like that, something along those numbers. I moved back with my little brother. He's in school up here doing gunsmithing. So I just kind of wanted to, hey, you live next to the other school I want to go to. I'm not gonna name drop. I live in Northeast Arkansas. If that gives you any hints. Um, Here's the thing: people are always talking about their will to live, doing more for themselves. Now that's kind of like what I really wanted to get to is what your passions are, what your goals are, what your perspective on life is. So right now I'm employed at a chicken factory, right, or chicken plant. Which you're like, well, that's not very attractive. But I wanted to get more experience. I didn't want to go to school yet. I still don't want to go to school. I want to be successful without getting a piece of paper from college. That's how I see it. Right now, I'm trying to do content creation. I think I can be pretty good at it. I think I have charisma and I can actually build influence. Because my main goal is not to play video games or, joke around, dick around and stuff. My main goal in life is to inspire, and I want to do that with people. And this is the best way to do it is on social media, right? That's my dream. A lot of people share that same dream, but they don't pursue it. Here's their perspective. Oh, it's gonna fail. It's not gonna be that successful. I mean, it's just gonna take a long time. I don't have the time of day. I just can't do it. I'm like, dude, you have 24 hours a day. You sleep 8, you work 8, that's 16. You have like another 4 hours you could be doing something with that. Now, no, it's like, whoa, buddy, I got shit to do at home. Hey, man, I get it. I'm working 12-hour shifts every day, sleeping, trying to get 7, 8 hours, sleep. But I'm still gonna make time for what I love because it's my passion, and I want to be healthy. So we look at fear, right? The staple is face everything and run, or face everything and rise. So we have 3 things with failure. I think I learned this from Tony Robbins. With fear, it's the fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, or the fear of not being loved. That's the killer of dreams, right? When I talk to people about their dreams and their goals, they always bring up some of the best shit I've ever heard. I'm like, dude, that's fucking amazing. Why aren't you pursuing that? Because I don't know if I'll be good at it. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be successful. Like, why would I take that opportunity? Let's be realistic. I hate the word realistic, right? Because being realistic is working with things that you have in the moment instead of working with things you don't have. Where do you think? Why do you think creativity exists? It's because you're coming up with stuff. You're working with things you don't have, and that's where things are created. That's why it's called creativity, right? So we can look at that. Why are we being so realistic all the time? That makes no sense. It just pours everything out the door. I'm gonna go work at a factory for the rest of my life. I'm gonna go to college, do what my mom wants me to do what my dad wants me to do, and I'm just gonna live my life till I'm 60 and retire. What the fuck? That sounds like shit. Excuse me, but I want to retire before my mom does. I know I'm talking big game right now, but it's my ambition. It's my passion. It's what I want to do. And not enough people carry that fucking energy to actually do those things. Now, I'm fucking tired, bro. But I'm not going to let that fucking stop me from doing what I love. That makes no sense. Because it's short-term sacrifice for long-term longevity, but people want instant gratification. They want to blow up in one night. They want to work for it. And that doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't do anything for you. So this is actually going to be an add-on to what I just said. But the reason why instant gratification doesn't make any sense to me, at least, right, is because failure is one of the biggest key factors for success. If you don't go through something and fail at it multiple times, you don't know how to overcome obstacles, how to overcome trials and tribulations. Failure is the best teacher. And that's my perspective on that. Because if we do fail, you gain perspective, but you can also teach other people how not to go through those same things and work around some obstacles, not giving them the answer, but leading them in the right direction. Because you want people to fail, that's the best way to learn. And that's what I mean by that. It's all about the perspective that you have. You can be like, oh, I'm gonna fucking fail. I'm not gonna do good. No one's gonna be on my side about it. I'm not good enough. Whatever you tell yourself you are, that is what you're going to be, right? It's Henry Ford. Whatever you think you can or can't, you're right. I know that's like a niche little statement, but it's so true. The universe speaks a different language than we do. If we say out loud, I'm not going to be successful, I'm going to fail, it's more than likely going to happen because you let it happen. And you said it was going to happen and you believed it happened. I'm at work today loading boxes on a machine, working 17 an hour, bored out of my fucking mind. But I'm hyping myself up every day. I know that sounds like unrealistic, right? But I'm like, dude, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be good at this. Because in my head all day, I'm thinking about all the speeches I'm going to give. I'm thinking about all the inspiration I'm going to give to people. I'm thinking about all the people I'm going to meet, right? It may not be happening and it may sound fucking crazy, but it's going to happen. And that's the end game. So whatever you believe is what you are. I know this is gonna be a weird quote, especially from someone who's doing really weird things right now. But Kanye's song, "Everything I Am." Now I know it's again a little crazy, but he said his verse is "Everything I'm not makes me everything I am." And I thought about that. I was like, Yeah, that's pretty good. It sounds like I'm giving scripture right now, but everything I'm not makes me everything I am. I want to be successful. I want to be a content creator. I want to be an inspirer. I want to be a life coach, a motivator. I'm not those things right now, but I am those things right now because I'm making myself that person. I'm providing myself enough ambition to do research, to look up these videos. I'm learning how to edit on DaVinci 19, which I thought was going to be easy. It's not super difficult, but it's there. But I wanted to create more leeway for myself. Because if you don't give yourself opportunity, how do you know if you're going to make it or not? Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. People are not taking any shots anymore. I don't see any ambition anymore, but it's all because of their perspective on life. I grew up in a broken home. I had no role models. Shout out J. Cole, right? I had nothing. Now I can't get nothing now. What? Dude, you make your own fucking rules. You make your own life. That's your choice, not their choice. How you gonna let somebody else make decisions for you? Fuck that. I'm not gonna let someone tell me, "TJ, you shouldn't be a content creator." Yeah, that's a failure route. Everybody's being a content creator. Okay, and why can't I join the mix? You got people popping up left and right who are becoming successful. It's it can be chance, yeah. You can look at it as, oh, it's lucky, but those people put in years of work to get there too, right? Queso, he didn't just pop out and become a hit star as soon as he fucking started streaming. He was streaming for like 8 years, like 6 to 8 years. Then his mom told him, "Hey, hop back on it." And after 8 years, that's work right there. That's ethic. Nobody has that shit anymore. And that's why I want to talk about perspective, because I see all these young people, and I'm gonna say like all these young people are, oh my god, but the young people I do see either have it and don't use it, or don't have it at all. Now, the biggest thing you want to look out for is somebody with a lot of ambition, but don't do anything with it. I don't think that's the people you want to be around, because they'll talk big game, big dreams, but what are they doing to do that? Right? That's all up to you. Perspective is a powerful thing. It's changed a lot of things, and I can give you a few examples. Today, even, I was walking out the plant, and I walked right in a guy's way. I'm the asshole there. Like, I'm the asshole. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to get in your way." I'm like, "No, dude, I got in your way." Any other person probably would have been like, "Yo, fuck this dumbass, bro. Walking in front of me? Are you serious?" But he had the heart to be like, "No, man, it's all good, right?" Perspective isn't just about like how you look at things, it's also how you respond to things. Like, it's not that big of a deal that someone walked in front of you. You're going to forget about that moment 10 minutes later. I'll give you all another example. So, little old Joey over here got in trouble because I pulled my phone out while at the plant. Everybody left at 4:30, which is 30 minutes early than we were supposed to, but we didn't have any chicken to do, so sent him home. I like to look like a hardworking individual, so I stayed until my allotted time, 5 o'clock. So I stayed an extra 30 minutes. So I continued working. At one point, the weather's been crazy these past few weeks, so I pulled out my phone to show my friend over there, like, hey, this is what I was doing. I was sitting on the back of my car with the sirens drinking a Blue Moon, being stupid, of course, right? Pulled out for 2 seconds, right? And we were just shooting the shit most of the time, not even working because we didn't have that much work to do, even though we did. Next day, I get called to the back, like, hey, man, that's the company time. Like, we try to justify it for you, but we looked at the cameras. You're on your phone. You're doing this. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I made that mistake, but it was for 5 seconds. And you're telling me I was supposed to leave at 4:30? That's bullshit. Why can't I say my full time, get my money? Now, I didn't say those things. I didn't lose those 30 minutes, but I got written up for it. Now, I could have been like, yo, what the fuck? It was 30 seconds of bullshit. Are you kidding me? But why would I do that? What am I going to gain from doing that? Judgment has already been passed. So why would I try to create a new outcome? I'm sitting there, I'm taking it. Okay. I completely understand. I apologize for doing that, because what else am I going to do? I don't want to make a scene of it because it's so small. Most of the things we get mad or upset at are things we can't control in the moment. Why do we let things that we can't control affect us? Why do we let outside influences affect our internal motivation, right? Our internal personality. It's not fair to us, it's not fair to other people too. That's one of the most powerful things of perspective, right? Is looking at things in a positive light. We don't need more positive thinking. We need less negative thinking. Because that's the first thought. As human beings, it's natural. You could be like, Joey, that's fucking stupid. That's hard to do. And yes, it is. I've had my experience with that. For years, I was a very angry individual. I mean, I grew up without a present father in the home. So what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my anger out on everybody else. In class, in public, in the grocery store, my mom has to whip my ass, right? That was just what I had, and that's what I knew. But that's called hardwiring, and we can rewire those things that we do. And that takes time, and that's what most people don't want to do is take their time with it. Instant gratification, remember that? Yeah, bullshit. If you want to improve your life and have better outcomes, you will change your perspective. And if you don't want to change your perspective, you won't see anything else come from your life. Because perspective is key to success. Whether we perceive we're going to be successful or not, whether we perceive we have ambition, whether we perceive we're going to fail, that's up to you. I can't decide that for you. That's a decision you have to make. And if you can't make that decision, then it wasn't meant for you. Because I can sit here all day and not get shit for views on YouTube. I'm still going to post. And by the time I'm 30, 40, if I'm still not getting shit, it just wasn't for me, man. I'm not going to be mad about that. Because what am I going to do about it? I can't do anything. I can only change me. I can't change your fucking thoughts. I can't change your viewpoint. I can only change what I do. So, again, what's your perspective? Let's talk about you.